Hi, I'm Nova, and my life sucks. I used to think I was just unlucky, but thank God I later discovered it was a full-blown family curse. No, seriously. I grew up with a twin brother, Dorian, who was 2 steps ahead in everything. For starters, everyone thought he was the much better-looking twin. He'd play video games all the time and ace his tests, while I'd stay up all night studying, and my grades were still average. He was good at sports, I was just clumsy. Even our parents favored Dorian, especially Dad, who dreamt of making him a football legend. In 8th grade, I tried out for this small school talent showcase, just a silly cheer routine I made up on my own. I asked everyone to come, but that same day, Dorian had his big football practice match, and guess where everyone went? Yep, including my parents. What's going on?
Your brother scored the winning goal at his big match, so we called all his friends over to celebrate.
So you missed my talent show for a dumb match?
You participated in a talent show? Why? You're so uncoordinated. Just last week you tripped over a sock and hurt your head.
Thanks, but I don't need your judgment.
I'm just saying, maybe next time choose something you're good at. Oh wait, you can't. You're bad at everything.
Shut up or I'll kick your face. Ugh, so annoying. I ran upstairs fighting tears when I heard a soft voice calling from a bedroom down the hall.
Nova, is that you?
That's Ella. She's my younger sister, and she's been sick since forever. Doctors didn't even have a proper diagnosis, just a fancy name that meant they were still trying to figure out what was wrong with her. And since our parents were too busy making Dorian a star, it was usually left to me to look after Ella, which I didn't mind at all.
Hey, how was your talent show? What did Mom and Dad say?
They never came because Mighty Dorian had a match.
So what? Did you have fun?
I almost did a backflip and only tripped twice, so yeah, it was fun.
Then that's all that matters.
Talking to Ella always made me feel better, but I could never tell her how I really felt. My problems just seemed so pathetic compared to everything she was going through. Even at school, I mostly kept to myself while Dorian hogged the spotlight. The only time people spoke to me was to ask for Dorian's number, so I barely had friends, until I met Maya in high school. She was new and asked me if I could show her around, and we hit it off right away. We liked the same music, same shows, and I finally had someone I could pour my heart out to. She was the only person I felt free and happy with. But that changed on her 18th birthday. Maya decided to throw a costume party. I was gonna be French fries, and she was gonna be ketchup. It was gonna be epic. But when I got to her place, I was the only one in a costume. I checked my phone wondering if I'd missed a text from Maya, but nothing. And worse, I found her standing near the pool talking to Dorian.
Oh, wow. Looks like someone didn't get the memo.
What is he doing here? And wasn't this supposed to be a costume party?
Oh shoot, I thought I texted you. I wanted to have a costume party, but Dorian thought it was stupid for an 18th birthday.
And since when did you start taking advice from Dorian?
Since we started dating.
What?
He asked me out last week, and I said yes.
Why? Of all the men on the planet, why him? And you couldn't stand that there was finally someone who liked me more than you, could you?
Would you stop overreacting? You look like angry McDonald's French fries, and I can't take you seriously. Also, my feelings for Maya are totally genuine.
Genuine my butt. Everyone at school knows you change girlfriends faster than you change underwear. Maya, listen to me. Whatever garbage this guy's been feeding you, it's not worth it.
But I love him.
No, you're infatuated. Like every normal girl your age is with some butthead like him. Come back to your senses. Fine, I can see this is a total waste of time. So before I embarrass myself any further, I'm leaving, and we're done. I stormed off dramatically, only to walk straight into the birthday banner. I tried to fight it, but stumbled and knocked over an entire balloon arch. Maya ran to help me, but I spun around mid-fight and accidentally slapped her in the face.
Did you just hit my girlfriend?
I grabbed a paper cup and hurled it at Dorian's head.
Ow. Wow, that really hurt me, Nova. How will I ever recover from this concussion?
Everyone laughed as I ripped the last streamer off my leg and stormed out, and went straight to Ella. She was the only person who'd understand me.
Oh, wow. You look tasty.
I don't know about tasty, but I am definitely tragic.
Mom never let me have fries. Said they're too oily.
Here, take a bite. It might cheer you up.
You're weird.
And you're stuck with me. And I put my head down, and we dozed off. The next morning, I woke up to a bunch of missed calls from Maya, but I ignored them. So she sent me a bouquet with my favorite ice cream scoops, flew drones past my window with "I'm sorry" banners. At one point, she actually climbed up to my window to talk to me, but I just drew the curtains and ran into the attic so she wouldn't find me. I was looking for some boxes to hide behind when I accidentally knocked one over and a diary fell out. It had my grandmother's name on it, with a photograph of her standing next to someone who looked exactly like her. And there was a note. Lumiere se dara kinsol, veher dul ambrax? What? That's what it said, written in this bizarre language I've never seen before. Luckily, someone had scribbled a translation underneath. To break the curse, balance must be found. One light shall rise, one shadow bound. I read more and found out that my grandma had been overshadowed by her own twin too. So she teamed with a psychic named Margot and crafted spells to break the twin curse, a generational cycle where one twin always thrived while the other faded into the background. I knew it sounded ridiculous, but this just couldn't be a coincidence. I was constantly lagging behind Dorian, not because there was something wrong with me, but because I was cursed. The note also said that, to unlock the curse, like and subscribe to this video and leave a comment. Gotcha, she didn't write that. But seriously, like and subscribe. Things are about to get weird. I had to find out more, so the next day I skipped school and tracked down the psychic Margot. It wasn't too difficult, since Grandma had her address in the diary, and by afternoon I was already knocking at the door of a rundown apartment. I waited for some old witchy lady to open the door, but instead it was a girl not much older than me. Sorry, I think I must have gotten the wrong address.
No, you're in the right place. We've been expecting you. Like me and the spirits. They told me you were coming. You're Nova, right? Hilda's granddaughter.
You know me?
I know a lot of things. Like it's gonna rain in about 5 seconds and you should come in.
And right on cue, it actually started raining. Freaky. Anyway, I walked in and the girl told me she was Margot's granddaughter and her name was Coco Lin.
My dad's Chinese and my mom's American. They couldn't decide whether to give me a Chinese name or an English one, so they mashed them together. Kinda has a ring to it if you say it on repeat. Coco Lin, Coco Lin, Coco Lin. Cool, right? I think it's very cool. Like, it's also pretty cool that I'm my grandma's reincarnation. I've retained some of her memories and her power to see the future, talk to ghosts, and read your star chart, yada yada. In fact, before I was my grandma, I was this super rich woman who went on a ship, met this cute artist. He was poor. I was loaded. We fell in love, but then the ship crashed and he died.
Like the movie Titanic?
What?
Never mind. Can we just get to work, please? I gave her the diary, and she invited me into this small room. As I settled into a beanbag, Coco Lin took the diary in her hands. Then suddenly, she threw her head back dramatically. Before I could ask if she was okay, she snapped her head forward like a possessed owl, then started spinning in slow circles. Then she dropped to her knees, flapped forward, and after a full minute of silence, popped back up.
All done. The curse is now reversed. Whatever once belonged to your brother is now yours.
Wait, what do you mean by reversed? I wanted you to end the curse.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for that, you'd have to find the original witch who cast the curse on your family. And she's probably dead. So unless you have a shovel and a time machine, this is the best I could do. Now remember, every spell has its repercussions, so just be aware of potential side effects.
What kind of side effects?
Mild nausea, headaches, nosebleeds, and in rare cases, hallucinations. It depends.
On what?
On how badly cursed you are. Just kidding. I fixed the curse, remember? You'll be fine. Would you like some tea?
But I just thanked her, paid her fee, and got out of there as fast as I could. The whole way home, I kept thinking if what I'd done was wrong. But was it really that bad if Dorian suffered a little? Also, Coco Lin was kind of a weirdo, so I wasn't too sure if her chaotic head Roomba fixed anything. But boy, was I wrong. I looked around and I froze. This wasn't my room. It was bigger, with velvet curtains, a chandelier, and a full-length mirror. I jumped out of my bed and pulled the curtains, only to see a massive, perfectly manicured garden with fountains and a freaking swan. Why am I in this place? How did I get here? I checked my phone. It showed the same date as yesterday. Okay, this is clearly a dream. Ow, ow! I pinched myself hard, and seconds later, Mom burst into the room.
Oh my god, Nova! Why did you scream like that? I thought some stalker tried to jump into your room again.
Again? When was the first time it happened?
Oh, my poor baby. You've been so traumatized lately, you've probably blocked out everything. It's fine, we can talk about it later. For now, drink your kale. You're already late for gym, and Coach gets cranky when you're not warmed up before cheer practice.
Mom, I don't do cheer practice. I barely passed PE. This isn't real. I rushed outside to find Ella's room. She might have answers. But the house was so huge, I had no idea which room was hers and accidentally entered Dorian's.
What are you doing in my room?
Shut up and tell me what's happening. Are you trying to pull some elaborate joke on me? Who even owns this house? One of your weird rich friends?
What are you rambling on about? I'm just living my perfectly miserable life in silence, and you won't let me have that?
If your life is miserable, I might as well be an earthworm.
You know, I saw this documentary about teen celebrities and how they all went bonkers at age 18. You should watch it. I think you'll fit right in.
You think this is funny? God, just tell me where Ella is and I'll leave.
Same place she's always been. Why? Suddenly remembered you have a sick sister who needs your attention?
I've always cared about Ella.
You don't care about anyone else but yourself, Nova. Now get out and go sign some stupid autographs.
I was shocked. The way Dorian was talking and everything Mom said could only mean one of two things. Either everyone in my family had lost their minds, or the spell actually worked and transported me to my new reality where I was the golden child. I ran back to my room and opened my closet to find shoes and clothes that I could never afford. Downstairs, Mom was smiling like I was the best thing that ever happened to her, while Dorian sat quietly on the side scowling. Then I went to school, and the moment I got out of the car, people flocked around me.
Hi, Nova. Love your outfit. Can we get a selfie?
Are you coming to my birthday next week? You can cut the cake if you want to.
It was like stepping into a dream where I finally mattered and wasn't invisible next to Dorian. I was still processing everything when Stacy walked over and linked her arm through mine.
There you are, bestie. I've been trying to call you.
Really? I didn't get any calls.
I said I was trying, but then I got busy with these new cheer uniforms. Everyone's obsessed with pink, but what do you think?
I actually kind of like blue. But clearly everyone else wants pink, so let's go with pink.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. We're so in sync. If you were a boy, I'd totally date you. I mean, you'd have competition, obviously, but I'd cheat on my boyfriend with you.
Okay, wow. I was best friends with Stacy? This girl who once insulted me in front of the whole school was now asking for my opinions? And over the next few days, it only got better. I had a personal stylist, a manager, and spa appointments booked every other morning. My closet had its own air conditioning, and Dorian had to ask my permission to even borrow a charger. My parents transformed into my biggest fans overnight, hovering at every photo shoot, attending even the smallest events, and proudly displaying an entire wall of my trophies and awards. At school, I never stood in line. I had my own table in the cafeteria stocked with fresh smoothies and sushi rolls. Teachers gave me extra credit just for showing up. And one afternoon, I got a letter from a college I hadn't even applied to offering me a full scholarship because they liked my vibe. My life was perfect, and it was everything I ever wanted. Until it wasn't. Because Stacy was as obnoxious as ever and was getting on my nerves.
Oh my God. Who died and left you that hideous skirt? And why are you carrying a Prada purse when I don't have one? You need to pay fashion tax.
What?
You know, do my homework, pack my lunch, clean my sneakers, that kind of thing. Now hurry up, I'm hungry.
The girl ran off in tears, and I turned to Stacy. Was that necessary?
No, but it's fun. And why are you being all judgy today? Did you forget the time you bullied that new girl, Maya? She was so terrified of you, she literally transferred schools.
I bullied her?
Every day. You made fun of how she dressed, the way she spoke, and then when your loser brother started dating her, you totally snapped. My God, I'll never forget the tantrum Dorian threw when she left. I even have a video.
Stacy shoved her phone in my face, and I watched in shock. Dorian was having a full-on meltdown while I stood there laughing like a maniac. Seriously? What? And that wasn't even the worst part. The girls on my cheer team laughed and joked until I walked in. Everyone on my modeling team walked on eggshells around me. I even overheard this girl say that I should get an exorcism because I had a devil living inside of me. This one time during a shoot, my makeup artist accidentally dropped a brush. I reached down to pick it up and she recoiled like I was gonna hit her.
I'm so sorry. I'll get a new one immediately.
Hey, it's just a brush, don't worry about it.
You're not mad?
Why would I be mad about an accident? While the photographer was adjusting his camera, I overheard two assistants whispering.
She seems different today. Last week she threw hot coffee at me because I got her the wrong brand.
Remember when she made Tina cry because she accidentally walked into her photos? Poor girl's still in therapy.
It felt like I jumped from living under Dorian's shadow to being the most hated person on Earth, and it was heartbreaking. But what truly got to me was that at home, Dorian barely looked my way, and Ella never came out of her room. And every time I tried to meet her, Mom would freak out.
Her disease is contagious, sweetie. You know that. I can't lose another daughter to that stupid illness.
I really wanted to see her and share what I was feeling, but I was too swamped with photo shoots, press events, and parties to process it.
Has anyone ever tried snail mucus coffee? Apparently, it's very good for your skin.
I'm already having my vitamin C, D, E, G, H, Y, Z, Q to keep my nails shiny and healthy.
You know what, guys? If you hang upside down for at least an hour and a half, you will get the reddest cheeks ever.
Or you could get a brain hemorrhage and die.
Excuse me?
I'll just be right back. Jeez, how lame were these conversations? If these people were the cream of society, I'd rather be skimmed milk. The rest of the night was just as bad. The music was too loud, the people were fake, the food looked fancy but tasted like chalk. Then my date asked me to dance, and I accidentally stepped on his foot so hard he started limping. I rushed to grab him a first aid kit and came back to find him making out with a waitress. Ew. I just wanted to leave. I was walking to my car when I spotted someone across the road. Maya was standing at a stall selling t-shirts. I dropped everything and sprinted toward her. Maya! Oh my God, how are you?
Leave or I swear I will call the police.
Look, I know you're really angry at me and I deserve it, but I swear I didn't mean to.
You didn't mean to ruin my life? Come on, Noah. You and I both know you bullied me because you're evil. But honestly, you did me a favor. That school wasn't for me anyway. The only good thing that happened there was meeting Dorian, and I'll always be grateful for that. But you, I never ever want to see again.
Please, Maya, I said I'm sorry. I'll do anything to make up to you. I'll buy all your t-shirts.
I don't need your charity, Nova. But if you really want to help me, then help me sell these. You're a professional model, right?
She pulled out a pile of tees with the most chaotic slogans I'd ever seen. This too shall pass, like a kidney stone. The only X I want is extra money. Nice. Who came up with these?
Of course I did. I've always been really creative.
That's true. By the end of the night, Maya and I had sold every single t-shirt in her stall. We even clicked a bunch of pictures, and when I shared them on my Instagram, Maya's business exploded overnight. She called me the next morning telling me how people were begging for restocks. Someone even asked if she shipped internationally. I'd finally used my popularity for something good, and I was happy. But that changed the moment I entered school the next day.
Why were you hanging out with peasant Maya yesterday? It's all over your Instagram feed.
I was just trying to help her sell her stuff and apologized for being completely moronic.
You did not! It's against every rule book ever written for mean girls. Once you bully someone, you never apologize to them. Especially not if they're as ugly as peasant Maya.
Stop calling her that. She's a brilliant and hardworking girl, and she's 10 times the person you'd ever be.
10 times fatter, sure. She's a real inspiration for stretchy t-shirts.
Say one more word about her and I swear.
Or what? You'll cry into your organic kale smoothie?
I have a better idea. And I launched myself at Stacy, but she didn't even budge. Instead, she smiled and punched me. Then she jumped on me, pulled my hair, elbowed me in the stomach, and I almost threw up. I thought I was gonna die when a bunch of girls rescued me. Later, while I sat outside the nurse's office with an ice pack on my face, I overheard a group of girls whispering nearby.
Wow, Nova really thought she could take down Stacy? That girl's made of iron.
I heard her mom's Russian. She came here illegally, then married some rich guy, and that's how Stacy got all her money.
My maid's cousin works at their house. She says Stacy lives like a trash gremlin. Her room smells like stale yogurt and wet socks.
Ugh, gross. Imagine strutting around like a queen bee while your closet is a health hazard. If I were Nova, I'd wash my hands with bleach just to get the smell off.
They kept going, but I tuned out. Not because I was offended. Honestly, it all made sense. Stacy didn't rule the school out of confidence. She did it to distract people from the disaster she actually was. Anyway, I was feeling better, so I decided to take the day off and go home, when suddenly Dorian came running down the hallway.
Nova, it's Ella. They're moving her to a hospital. Her condition's getting worse.
The world blurred for a second, and I pushed Stacy out of the way and ran through the gates. We reached the hospital and saw Mom and Dad were sitting in the waiting room. Where is she? What happened?
She took a turn for the worse. The doctors are doing everything they can.
I sat down slowly. Ella, my baby sister, my sunshine. She was the only person who ever believed in me, and she was suffering. I buried my face in my hands, and that's when Dorian snapped.
Is this all your fault?
Dorian, please.
No, Mom, she needs to know. I've been trying for months to act normal, but no more.
What are you talking about?
You were supposed to babysit Ella, but instead, you chose to sneak out and go to your dumb party with her in the back seat. You'd barely gotten the car out of the driveway when you crashed into another car. You blacked out and Ella took the hit. She's been in a coma ever since.
But Mom told me her condition was contagious. That's why I couldn't see her.
Well, she lied. Because you hurt your head too and forgot all about the accident. And Mom didn't tell you so you could live your perfect little life like the golden child you are. I swear, if something happens to her, I will never forgive you.
And he stormed away, leaving me totally shaken. I bullied my best friend. My brother couldn't even look at me. And my little sister was in a coma because of me. This wasn't the life I wanted. I stood up quietly while everyone was still talking to the doctor, slipped out of the hospital, and ran straight home. I stormed into the attic, flung open every box until I finally found the diary. The next morning, before going to the psychic's house, I went to the hospital. I just had to make sure Ella was okay. And thankfully, when I got there, she was sitting on her bed smiling. I stopped a doctor walking by. Is she okay?
Yeah, she had a seizure, but it shocked her system so hard, it jump-started her like an old car battery. Guess sometimes being on your deathbed has its perks.
I took one look at Ella's face and walked in. As soon as she saw me, her face lit up. I ran over and hugged her tight. Hey there, you slept for a really long time.
Yeah, well, I needed my beauty sleep. Why do you look so old and wrinkly?
Probably because I'm sad and sorry for everything. I messed up your life.
It wasn't entirely your fault. I was jumping around like a monkey in the back seat, remember? You couldn't even see the car behind us. I basically launched us into it. So I guess I'm sorry too.
Well, I'm sorry too, Nova. I shouldn't have snapped like that yesterday. I haven't always been the best brother because I've often let jealousy get in the way.
I wasn't exactly the best sister either. What I did with Maya and how I treated people around me was horrible.
Yeah, but you're changing. I saw what you did for Maya. That's growth.
I nodded slowly. I'd spent so long being angry about everything I wasn't. I forgot to appreciate what I had. My adorably flawed family. And all I really wanted to do was to go back and mend things now.
Namaste, fellow seeker. What brings you here today? Oh, it's you. Welcome back.
You recognize me?
Why do you always ask the same question? Of course I do. I can see through dimensions too. Like in one of my parallel lives, I was this really hot girl who lived on the streets doing odd jobs until one day this handsome rich guy asked me to be his date. He bought me clothes, took me to parties, and eventually fell in love with me.
Like Pretty Woman?
Yes, I was a very pretty woman. But enough about me. Tell me what you need.
I told her I wanted to reverse the curse, and Coco Lynn stared at me blankly.
Are you sure? Once I reverse the curse again, the spell will seal itself. No more rewinds. So make up your mind. You can't keep jumping between realities.
I already have. I want to go home. And this time I won't hide behind Dorian's shadow or bad grades. I spent so much time being angry and dejected that I never really focused on myself. And that's why I never got anywhere in life. I can't control how people treat me, but I can control how I take their opinions. So now I'll live for me, with kindness and purpose.
Spoken like someone who's truly ready.
She stood, cracked her knuckles, and started chanting. The candles flickered, the walls shimmered, and then everything went blank. I woke up to the smell of burnt toast and the sound of birds. I sat up slowly and looked around. My old room, my old posters, my old creaky fan spinning above me. I rushed to Ella's room and found her sleeping peacefully. Then I went downstairs and saw Dorian kicking the ball like a dork. I ran and tackled him in a giant hug. Oh my God, I missed you.
Get off me. You broke my streak. Now I have to start all over again.
Well, so do I. That morning, I got dressed and walked into school. And for the first time, people noticed. Not because I was a model or because I had 1 million followers, but because I held the door open. Because I helped a kid who dropped books. Because I smiled at people. For real. And that's when I realized that life isn't about being the favorite. It's about being someone you can be proud of, even when no one's clapping.